Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. We are the group 9, and our topic is all about learners with emotional behavioral disorder. So, what is learners with emotional behavioral disorder? So, learners with emotional and behavioral disorder, or EBD, are students who experience significant challenges in emotional regulation and behavior that impact their ability to learn and function effectively in school. Next, we have anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling of unease such as worry or fear. It can cause emotional and physical symptoms like restlessness, rapid heartbeat, or difficulty concentrating. Next, we have emotional behavioral disorder, or EBD. EBD is a condition where a student shows emotional or behavioral responses in school that are different from what's normally expected. These behaviors can affect their learning or social interactions. EBD can include things like frequent outbursts, trouble following rules, or difficulty forming relationships. Next, Functional Behavioral Assessment, or FBA. An FBA is a process used to understand why a student is showing certain problematic behaviors. It involves collecting and analyzing information about when, where, and how the behavior happens. And next, we have the definition. This definition means specifies a condition exhibiting one or more characteristics over a long period and to a marked degree, significantly impacting a child's educational performance. This includes difficulties in learning, social interactions, behavior, mood, and physical symptoms related to school or personal problems, including an ability to learn that cannot be explained by intellectual, sensory, or health factors, an inability to build or maintain satisfactory interpersonal relationships with peers and teachers, inappropriate types of behavior or feelings under normal circumstances, and, and a general pervasive mood of unhappiness or depression, and a tendency to develop physical symptoms or fears associated with personal or school problems. And next, an alternative definition of emotional behavioral disorder was proposed by the National Coalition on Mental Health and Special Education. Alternative definition of emotional behavioral disorder, or EBD, by the National Coalition on Mental Health and Special Education emphasizes how emotional or behavioral challenges must significantly and negatively affect a student's educational performance, not just in academics but also in areas like social interactions, vocational abilities, and personal skills. And the term emotional or behavioral disorder means a disability characterized by behavioral or emotional responses in school so different from appropriate age, cultural, or technique norms that they adversely affect Ed- educational performance. Educational performance includes academic, social, vocational, and personal skills such as disability. Um, is a more than a temporary expected response to stressful events in the environment. B is consistently exhibited in two different settings, at least one of which is school related, and C is unresponsive to direct intervention in general education or the child's condition is such that general education intervention would be insufficient. So next, we have emotional and behavioral disorder can coexist with other disabilities. So emotional and behavioral disorder, or EBD, don't always occur on their own. A child with EBD might also have other types of disabilities such as learning disabilities, ADHD, or developmental delays. This overlap, known as comorbidity, can make it more challenging to identify the support and support the child needs. For example, a student might struggle both emotionally and academically, not because of just one issue, but because multiple conditions are affecting them at the same time. And this category may include children or youths with schizophrenic disorder, affective disorder, anxiety disorder, or other sustained disorder of conduct or adjustment when they adversely affect educational performance in accordance with Section Furness and Knitzer 1992. Hala and Collegius 2014 identified several advantages of the proposed definition compared to the federal definition or IDEA 2004. The advantages are it uses words and phrases that reflect current professional preferences and efforts to reduce stigma. And next, disorder of emotion and disorder of behavior are both included, and it is understood that they can happen together or separately. Next, it focuses on the school, but it also recognizes that problems that happen outside of schools are important. Next, it takes into account differences in race and culture. It excludes small or short-term issues or normal reactions to stress, though it agrees that peripheral measures are important. It doesn't say that they have to be used blindly in all situations, and it recognizes the children and adolescents can have more than one disability without any arbitrary exclusion. It covers all emotional or behavioral disorder that are of concern to people who work in mental health and special education. And that's all. Thank you.